Yeah, I really wish that I decided ahead of time that I was going to not make a war video for every war of the season, because this one definitely would have been skipped. When the season started, I decided I would do a war video for all 12 of them, and yeah, I guess that means I have to include this. So this is probably my worst Alliance War performance ever. It's really bad, but on the bright side, we have some really good-looking fights at the start, at least. So we're starting on path 1, and I have to use MCoC versus this spot here. I almost used Silk because I thought she would work really well for it as well, and I wasn't entirely sure how MCoC would handle with having to sometimes want to hit into block with against Spot, but I figured that using a Disorient at the start would help me a lot, because then I can't accidentally hit into his portal block. At least I know he doesn't portal block when I disorient him on attack. I assume it works the same for defense. Either way, full yellow bar finish, he got melted, so it didn't really matter. Yeah, that was a really good fight. So next up is Sorcerer Supreme. Easy Silk fight here. I just have to pay attention to Masochism, make sure it doesn't consume a Fury, and make sure to never block when she has that unblockable from Vigorous Assault. And it's pretty easy. Sorcerer Supreme's not much of a defender, especially when you have Tactic and the amount of withers that you're placing. As soon as I say don't try to block with Vigorous Assault, I immediately try and do so. But it's not that big a deal. She still hasn't even gained a bar of power yet. It's kind of ridiculous. This Tactic and then this SP2 wipes her off the face of the planet. Absolutely so much overkill too. That was like 25 seconds, and with a lot of overkill. Yeah. So that was pretty great. So next up, section 2, we go back to path 1. That's all I did for this war. For the path fights was just path 1. And we have a Juggernaut on defense. Some of these placements are really weird, because like even though Juggernaut is a tactic defender, like what is he going to do on defense? You use almost any tactic attacker and he gets wiped off. I don't really get the defensive placement here for him. Both him and Sorcerer, really. Like any tactic attacker is just gonna completely destroy them, especially when you leave Silk unbanned. But whatever. Got some really easy fights at least on the path, so I'm not complaining. So we just want to get to our SP2 with as many physical vulnerabilities as possible. And we throw this with 16 of them at the start, and then we get our Fury. It's not going to kill him, but it brings him all the way down to 3%, so I'm just going to play it safe and bait this SP2, and then I can heavy cancel into the Relic, or not even need to do that. Plenty of damage otherwise, so that Juggernaut's down. Next up, Domino, and with Viv being buffed, this is a really easy fight. It's a 290k health Domino, but we don't really have to worry about not killing because of her SP2 fix and the fact that we have War Boost on, so it's a really easy Domino fight. I just need to make sure to pay attention when she's lucky, and it's going to be a pretty good time. I'll use the suppression a bit to not make her go lucky as often, and just do our normal SP1 into SP2 rotation, and it's going to have a decent bit of overkill, I think. And we're going to do a 4th light into the SP2 here. They fixed her block taps too, which is really great, so now I can get them a lot more consistently, because again, if you saw my Viv video earlier this week, there was something weird going on with her block taps, especially the first one out of the 5. Yeah, I don't really know what it was about, but anyway, they're fixed now. And now we just throw our SP1s with all the physical vulnerabilities, or energy vulnerabilities, excuse me, and yeah, she's dead. Full yellow bar finish against Domino, that's really great, love to see it. No damage taken too, awesome. And here we are against the bane of my existence. I've taken this exact fight, I think it was in War 1, but I used a Mega Sentinel instead of Viv here. I got assigned Viv, which honestly in hindsight, I should have asked to use a Mega Sentinel instead, because while Viv would be really fun for content, and she is cracked after her buff, she's still never going to be the best bishop counter. And neither is a Mega Sentinel, of course, but I think the reason I should have used a Mega Sentinel is because with a Mega Sentinel, you know, you've got top 5 base attack in the game. I can just 5-hit combo him to death. With Viv, 5-hit comboing a champ to death feels really bad. And, yeah, so we're going to be using the SP3 rotation here. And with the Mega Sentinel, what I did was just 5-hit combo him to death, again, like I said, and just never throw specials. With Viv, I feel like I have to throw specials because her basic attacks really don't hit very hard. So we threw that SP3, and now we're building to our SP2 to get the solar charges built up, and we're going to bait this SP2 here. And yeah, I went for the parry instead of the dex because I'm not the best at dexing Bishop's SP2. I thought I had an equally good chance at trying to parry it, and I was a frame too early. So, that felt really bad. So now I gotta revive her, gotta use all those potions, which sucks because I would like to be saving loyalty for loyalty crystals and stuff like that with the new 7-star. So it really hurts to be using all those potions, but we go back in, we try to replicate what we did before, but with his health being at 67%, I'm not going to go to the SP3 this time. I'm just going to SP2 into SP1, which I think was the correct way to do it because I want to get out the fight as fast as possible, and I feel like if I went for the Furies, it might have been a little overkill. And yeah, that's all I had to do, was just parry that SP2, because I still think that would be easier than me trying to dex it, because I'm just not very good at that dex, even though I've practiced it a lot. It's just, I don't know. I took that power sting to the face, probably should have played around it, but it only took off like 7% of my health. It wasn't that big a deal. And here we go again for the SP2. Get a parry again. Man, it really sucks that I'm just getting them these all really well on the second attempt. That's all I needed to do for the first attempt, man, and we would have been gaming. But I probably should have waited a second to throw the SP1 so I could get a little bit more of my charges back. But now we go for it again, and yeah, he's at 17%, and I'm just trying to 5-hit combo him to death now, which really sucks because it's gonna take a while, and it's not going the best, but we're trying, we're almost there, and I didn't mean for him to throw that SP1. I just needed to get to the SP2 and he dies. I think what happened was I wasn't expecting to reparry, or if I did expect to reparry, like I was too cautious and I wanted to dash back. I don't really know what happened, but I wasn't planning on... I don't even know what happened, man. It's just like I triggered my phase that power drained him. It made him want to throw a special because of the fact that I dashed back. And then, of course, he throws that unblockable special one, and I wasn't ready for it. Like, if I just throw that SP2, he dies. I don't know what happened. I'm just really frustrated. Anyway, next up, we have Photon, and I'm not the best at fighting Photon, but I did practice a little bit before this war fight. I was trying to figure out how I wanted to take it with MCoC, so I did put some time into trying to figure out the rotation. What I figured I would do was use MCoC's heavy attacks, because I don't get as many debuffs placed on me if I use my heavy attack instead of my 5-hit combos. So I'm going to be baiting some heavy attacks just by holding block a little bit. Try to not parry, but I feel like I parried like every time I didn't want to parry in this fight. Like I parried like 3 times on accident somehow. I don't really know what was even happening. But you'll see later, like I'm trying to not parry and not let her trigger untouchable, but I just did somehow. And I don't really know why I gave up my heavy rotation, but now we're just doing from 5-hit combos. Yeah, I don't think I meant to parry there. I'm pretty sure that I wasn't planning on that. And I just lost some of my indestructible boosts because I just got hit. I don't even know, man. So we bait another SP1. We go for this SP2 here, but we weren't ignited, so the block penetration and attack rating are a lot smaller. I do have to be careful because she can't miss when she's in pure light form, and her medium attacks can't miss in general. But at this point, I'm feeling pretty good. I've got a decent amount of health. I've got her in a rhythm of throwing specials. I am backed into my corner, which does suck, but we're getting close to ignited again, and I wasn't ready for her pure light form to come back, so I got eaten there. That really sucked. And so then I wasn't ready for the falter. Like, it's just, I'm losing so much control of this fight. I don't even know what I'm doing, man. But we throw this SP2. It does a decent amount of damage, and she's at 21%, and I just need her to die. And I'm just trying to dex her SP2 here. I'm going to block it because I am a little iffy on the last hits on the SP2 dex. And now I'm in the corner. I'm like, okay, please just die. I can't stay in this fight much longer. I'm not going to make it that much longer. And here is that. I think those bishop deaths were totally my fault. But that SP2 that she just threw at me, I'm like, oh, why are you throwing that? Why are you throwing that, Photon? And I'm just so done, man. I've died 3 times to too many bosses, and it feels so bad. And I'm gonna clean it up with Silk, and this is still a disaster because you're gonna see that I completely forget that I shouldn't be stunning her with Silk. Luckily, she doesn't punish me for it, but yeah, this war was an absolute disaster for me. I don't know where my head was this morning when I took it, but it wasn't on right, I guess. I don't know. And here's what makes it even worse. The results are a tie on attack bonus and a loss due to fight duration. Meaning those 3 deaths were very pivotal in the Alliance's loss, and we are 4 wars into the season and have lost due to time twice. And it's just ridiculous, man. Like, I don't know any... Like, I have a friend who's like, I've never even lost a war due to time before. And here we are, 4 wars into the season, already losing to time twice. And when you have deaths as stupid as mine were, it feels really bad. It feels really bad, and I don't know. I'm just really upset with myself on my performance today, and I hope that I can make up for it in the other 8 wars of the season. But yeah, this feels really bad. I almost wish I didn't upload this, but I told myself I would upload every war of the season, so I'm committing to it. Anyway, I hope you found my deaths entertaining, and thanks for watching.